So, I got one more thing, guys. I'm gonna get rid of that bullshit sound Symposer. Stupidest thing ever. Let's not make the exhaust loud so the soccer moms will drive this thing. You know for a fucking fact, no goddamn soccer mom can even drive a stick shift. Anyways, for those of you that don't know that your car has a sound Symposer, it takes induction noise from the intake manifold, jams it through a little mini, lack of a better term, conduit. So it sends the sound through a little pipe into a little hole in your firewall, and supposedly makes your car sound awesome inside. So I did the exhaust muffler delete, and my car sounds good now. And so the sound Symposer just makes the blending of those two sounds shit. So I'm gonna install this. I got it from edgeautosport.com as well. It's the Kozmic Motorsport delete plate. So they actually put a bung that you can put in here. So if you're running an aftermarket blow-off valve, you can tap into here for the vacuum source. And if you're not doing that, which I'm not doing that right now, they give you a little plug that has an Allen head. I'm gonna put a dab of RTV on it and screw it in, and then when I get my new blow-off valve with intercooler pipes and all that stuff, and I'm gonna do the big turbo kit eventually, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tap in here and run the vacuum source off of this plate. So I'm gonna show you how to install this thing. Let's go. Alright, first thing you guys need to do, open the box, pull all the stuff out. You're gonna grab this little plug. I'm gonna put a dab of this 3M weather strip stuff on it. Okay. Just push it in the threads. This will act like sealer. So go ahead, take an Allen wrench, screw it in. No big deal. Boom. They do have a tapered threaded hole, so it does tighten by itself, but I don't want to over tighten it, so the adhesive will hold it good enough, just like that. Alright, obviously first thing you want to do is pull off the cover. This is the sound Symposer right here. So here's one bolt that is just acting as like a little helper bracket that has a rubber bushing. Then there's two screws here and over here, and that's going to coincide with this. So this will sit like here with the screws, this one and this one going through these two holes. Alright, so these are 8mm bolts. As you can tell, without some kind of special ass fucking tool, you're not really gonna get in here with the only one you're really gonna get with the wrench, with the socket and ratchet is gonna be this one. Okay, so don't even waste your time with it, really. Go ahead, get your ratchet wrenches and just get to work. Go ahead, take all three of these out, and I will see you in a minute. Alright, so once you get it off, this is your sound Symposer. So this is the part that bolts to the intake. As you can see, they're the same. This one seems to have a better O-ring gasket than the stock one. So we'll see. Hopefully it's all good. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead, wipe off anything on the intake, dust and garbage that might be lingering around. I didn't really see nothing. And then just take these stock bolts and go ahead and start one, grab the next bolt, Run them down with your fingers first. Grab your little ratchet wrenchy again. Try to tighten them down equally. And since these are key inserts inside of a plastic intake manifold, you do not want to torque the shit out of these. Plus, they're just little bolts. Just snug them up real nice. If you're struggling, you're doing it way too hard. Okay? Let it sit for a minute. Now what's going to happen is this little O-ring is going to compress. So what I plan on doing is tightening these, warming the engine up, letting it get to operating temperature, shutting it off, let the heat get to this gasket, and then double check the tightness to make sure they're not going to come loose. And since this one just goes here, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in as a... Never mind, that looks like shit, doesn't it, guys? So fuck that. I'm just going to put this on the shelf or in a little box with all this crap for the ST and play with it later. Then you need to get underneath this intake. So I'm going to have to undo the intake to get to the actual powered part of this unit to unbolt it. Then from the firewall, you're going to go ahead and just pull this pile of shit. Looks like a fucked up dildo. You're going to pull this out of the firewall and unbolt the plug, unplug it, and you're done. So let me start doing that. Alright, to get this pipe out of your way, there's going to be an 8mm right here. You're going to have a flathead clamp here and a flathead clamp right here. Actually, I'm going to take off this one down here to give me more room. Alright, so if you follow this little pipe and this little pipe here and you yank on it, it's this right here. There's a plug that plugs in down here. So you just go ahead, unplug that plug. Now it just has some what looks to be T25 Torx bits. Two of them there and behind. And that should just pop right out. So what helped me out, you just yank this straight out, throw it outside, get rid of it. Now you can get in here and just unscrew these. I finally found the correct one. It is a T20 Torx bit. Okay? And actually, there's only one. The other one is a little plastic clip. So, unsnake this from your car. Get it to where you can get it out. And that should be it, guys. And then put it all back together. Alright, so I got it all installed. The only other option, obviously, is to drive the damn thing. So, I noticed right away it's much quieter in the car, which is nice. When the windows are up, I can still hear the exhaust, obviously, but when I floor it, I don't get this huge hummy noise from the front. And mine wasn't working properly at all times, so sometimes it'll give me a weird whistle noise, like, you know, vibration noise. Even my wife says that this sounds a lot nicer to her as well. So I'm gonna do a couple of little acceleration pulls, let you guys hear with the windows up. Then I'll put the windows down and let you hear that as well. So was a 2-3-4 pull, and just exhaust, and inside is quiet. It's really nice now. So when I take my trips to Phoenix or do whatever, it's gonna sound nice. So now I'm gonna go ahead and roll down the windows for you. It's gonna get a little windy, but you should be able to hear it a lot nicer, so you can tell the difference. Do a little U-turn here. And of course, one of my other complaints with this car is it doesn't turn for shit. It's like I'm driving my old Eclipse. Anyways, let's try this again. I'll go 2-3-4 again. So, as you can tell, sounds nice. Now I would even maybe think about getting a little louder exhaust to go with this, since I don't have all this crazy noise coming from the front of my car. So I would very much recommend traffic. I would very much recommend getting this delete plate. The sound that the Sound Symposer makes is just not natural. It doesn't sound like it should. I don't like it. I know there's a lot of others that don't like it, so hopefully this video helps you decide to buy it. And if you do buy it, go ahead to my buddies over at edgeautosport.com, links below, and talk to them. It's not very much money. I think it was like high 20s or low 30s. So like $28, $29, or $32 or something like that. Go ahead and do that. Till next time, wrench on.